What's up, everybody? Hella Flagrant the podcast. It's your main man, Hella Flagrant DM. I'm in here with my brother Sean B. Flagrant, and we got a special guest with us, my main man Peter Pac-Man. We go way back to the middle school days. Peter Pac-Man is a sports card and memorabilia collector, enthusiast. I don't even know what other adjectives to give. You can see behind him, he got all that stuff going on.
All the stuff back there.
You know what I mean? Like, Pete, I'm not even going to, mess up the introduction. I'm going to let you tell the people who you are, what you do, and give us a little insight on, what it is that you got going on, bro.
Yeah, man. Thank you, D. Thank you, Sean. Thanks for having me on, man. Honestly, man, I'm just a big kid, man. I'm just a big kid who y'all know how it was when you were younger and you wanted all these things and you couldn't have them because there were limits as to what could be provided and given to you, right? And I'm at that. I'm able to take care of my family, but also buy the things that I want for myself. So as you see behind me, a whole bunch of toys, still new in box, Black Panther, Marvel superhero toys. That's like one of my niches, but sports cars is just the same, man. I find joy more than anything in collecting and investing in sports cards. But more so recently, I've been into investing and making money in short-term and long-term investing too. But I'm just a big kid, man.
For sure. So, I know, what I'm saying? I know you from back in the day, and I know we've been collecting cards since, 4th, 5th grade. Back then, it was just you run to the store, you buy the cards. We had the little Beckett books, and we would see, the value for the cards and would trade them or buy them based on that. What is it like now? What does the market look like in today when it comes to like buying and selling cards?
It's ridiculous, bro. Those days of the Beckett or first of all, those days of even going to the card shop, you're not going to find a card shop. There are some, but you're not going to find as many. You're not going to be able to find cards that are available for kids in stores because adults like me buy them all any chance they get, right? So it's really become a scarce hobby, and it's turned more into an industry. Right. But I kind of think the biggest thing, man, is really the demand and the supply. I think that's the biggest difference that I can point out. Back in the day when we were collecting, there were at least 5, 6, 7 of these companies pumping out massive cards, right? Massive amount of cards. Even 5 years later, if we wanted a Griffey rookie card or something, they'll reprint it 5 years later and say it was printed in his original rookie year, right? But nowadays, we have really two main places, Topps and Panini, who are making all these cards for the most part. Those are the two companies with licenses for most of the sports. So it's not as many companies pumping them out. They're paying close attention to how much they supply, and they know that the demand is growing, right? So they're making sure that they can keep that price point at a place where us consumers can buy it, but at the same time, they're working their magic because on the resale market, man, these things are going for 2x, 3x, 4x, depending on what it is.
Yeah, no, Daryl was telling me a little bit about that. You know what I'm saying? Like just the cards, because I used to collect cards back in the day. Also, I used to have all the upper decks and all them cards. I used to go to a lot of the little card shows that they used to have through the malls and stuff like that. And so I still have a lot of that stuff like right now. So I'm just figuring like, how do you go about if you wanted to, I guess maybe resell them or look, to get them off to different people, because I have no idea how to go about all that right now.
Right. Good question, bro. First thing, man, eBay is everything. eBay is where you go to get a general idea of the value of your card or anything that you have for that matter, really. Because on eBay, you can look at sold and completed items and then search for the most recent sales. And then from there, you get a general idea based on the last few sales of how much value is there, right? So you just go into eBay, type in that card, try and find one that looks in the same condition, because condition is another thing too that's really different from when we were collecting. We'd have a raw card. They call this a raw card, like raw. No, it's not graded. It's not slabbed. So you can send it into a grading company now, and they'll look at it. And based on the surface, edges, corner, and centering, they'll give it a grade from 1 to 10. If it's a 10, of course, you're going to yield a higher ROI, a higher return on your investment, right?
Right.
If it's a 5 or a 6, pretty much worth the same in raw form. So making sure your card is actually in a condition to actually be valued first and foremost, right? Because a lot of my old cards were in good condition because I haven't touched them in 20, 30 years. So
Right,
heck
yeah.
they're in good condition.
Right.
Yeah. So making sure they're in good condition, bro, and just checking on eBay. Checking on eBay, and then if the number doesn't look right to you, a lot of the cars we grew up collecting aren't worth a lot of money, especially if they're not in slabs, if they're not already graded, they're not worth a lot of money because so many of them were printed. But there are those rare cases where some of those cards still hold value in good form. You know what I'm saying? So it's always worth checking it out for sure.
Definitely.
For sure. Now let's talk about a little bit, with this new age of cards trading. There's something called live breaks, and I got to be a part of one of your live breaks, and so I got to see how that works, and that's the only one I've seen. But tell the people what that is and what that means to card collectors and traders.
Man, plain out and simple, you pay other people to open cards for you. Like nobody ever says it like that, but that's all it is, man. And it's addictive though. In 2014, when I really started getting back into collecting and investing like intentionally, I started joining breaks. And what it is these people have a box of cards. I'll have a box of cards. And I'll say, all right, 8 people give me $40, $50, $100. And for each one of those people who give me money, they get 2 or 3 teams for that league, right? Whether it's football or basketball. I open up the box, open up the packs, and Sean, let's say you had the Raiders, Niners, and Cowboys. Right. Any cards that come out of that box that are Raiders, Cowboys, and Niners, I send them to you, right? I send them to you after the break. So those are your cards. So it's a more cost-effective way to collecting and investing because some of these boxes cost, man, $1,000 if you're talking high end, and even more than that. So when you can get a piece of it for $100 or $200, and it's gambling. We're all grown. It's gambling too. I'm not gonna sugarcoat, right? Yeah. These boxes have a possibility of having the card you really want. There's no guarantee at all. It's just like when we go to Vegas or when we bet on sports games. It's no guarantee, but if we hit, we hit. You know what I mean?
There you go. So, that's what I like to hear.
It's another way to gamble. To be honest with you, it's like fantasy sports. It's like playing roulette, like playing blackjack. No different, other than the possibilities. You like the sport. It's fun for you. You know what I mean? If it's not fun or you don't like the sport, it's just simply gambling, and that's it.
Yeah, I hear you. So with that, like even you were saying, like you get a certain team, so it's like whoever on that team you get. So let's say you have a box of, I don't know, basketball cards from the 90s, and somehow I get Chicago Bulls, and I luck up and get a Michael Jordan card. That's mine.
All of them, all the Jordans, Pippins, Stacey Kings, B.J. Armstrongs.
Might want to keep them Stacey's. You keep them Stacey's.
That's the messed up part about it is you'll break a box, right? And more times out of not, you're going to get the Stacey King of today autograph than you will the Michael Jordan of today's autograph.
Right? Of course.
Because that's the probability. That's the gambling of it. These people who produce these things are smart. We know this.
So who are some hot cards right now in today's leagues in NBA or NFL or MLB? Who are some hot commodities?
Man, NBA, you can't go wrong with LeBron, whether you like him on or off the court. Man, his numbers don't lie as far as card. We're just talking cards here. LeBron, and he's solidified, right? There's really not a lot of hype behind that. He has accomplishments that have put his card value and merchandise value, pretty high. Next behind LeBron, man, of course, you got Curry, who's undervalued. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the Kawhis are kind of undervalued to me, but the hype is all around the Lukas and the Giannis and the Zions, players who we know and feel will have great careers. But really, if they get hurt today or tomorrow, their cards are going to be worth zero. Right. Yeah. If LeBron gets hurt today, his cards are going to stay the same.
Right.
So that's the gamble. But then again, if you get in on these players when they're young and when the prices are, lower, then you don't have to worry about trying to buy a Bron at $15K, $20K.
Right.
Years down the line. But for football, Patty Cakes, Patty Holmes, his cards are through the roof. Baseball, Tatis. through the roof, going crazy. That kid's been doing some amazing things. Yeah, soccer. Mbappe had a nice little run towards the end of that last little championship. Messi and Ronaldo and Neymar, they're solidified. They're stuck there. So, yeah, man, it all depends on who they're talking about.
Got you. Okay. So before we get out of here, I know you mentioned having fun with collecting. Tell the people a little bit about Peter Pac-Man, Slavy Sosa, Ripp Tops, and the music that y'all got going on behind the collecting there.
All right, so this is what it was, man. In the same fashion of where we Ripp Tops is Javid Best. He's actually a former NFL running back. He ran in the Olympics in 2016. Javid and I have had a nonprofit organization for the last 5-6 years. And then my brother Marcus, he's Slabby, right? We're all around the same age. I'm the oldest. Marcus and Slabby the same age, but we kind of got into the hobby around the same time recently, back in May. And one thing that stood out to us was there wasn't a lot of African-American folks doing it, right? Not a lot of black folks, not a lot of color that we can see, because we were looking from a lens that wasn't really high up, so we didn't see a lot. So we said, man, we have to try and be creative and bring culture to this lane as much as we can. And we weren't even going to take it serious. It was mostly for laughs and jokes. But right. Ripp actually has more of a music background than us. He actually went to engineering school. He can make beats and mix and stuff. So when he saw the skits and some of the playing around that me and Slabby were doing, he said, nah, we really got to do this, because there's never been a wax rap or music for the hobby ever. So why not do it? I'm an educator, man, and I work in the hood, and all the kids look at me and they look on TV, and most of the people like me rap about drugs, sex, and violence, right? So for me to rap about cards, investing, and toys and having fun, it just gives them another perspective to look at the same time. Like I said, it's just opportunity. We've learned about so many other black people in the hobby who are doing stuff. Naka from Prestige, he owns his own shoe store, shoe shop in Alameda, California. Big shoe sale guy, jumped into the hobby. He is the most entertaining man in the business when it comes to breaking. Like, we thought this was missing from the hobby, so we wanted to bring it, but we're just adding our own style to it, man. We appreciate y'all for being a part of the first video ever. That's history we made. People understand
we love it.
Yeah, man. And everything's in-house, from the beats to the music to the skits. Everything we do, it's one of the three of us doing everything.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. We appreciate being a part of the first video. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely something different. I love the creativity that y'all coming with for the hobby and for the culture. And so I definitely appreciate being a part of it.
Man, on, man. We appreciate that.
Yeah, it's very interesting, man. Just everything you said right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, people definitely need to get on that and pay attention, man. I mean, you don't think about cards and stuff like that from back in the day, but I mean, once Daryl told me about everything that was going on and I started getting into it, and I started thinking like, damn, like, I had hella cards back in the day that I didn't even touch. They're just sitting around in the garage and stuff like that. And it's like, now getting this information, man, I'm just going to go back through and look and see what I got. But it's very interesting. I'm glad you came on here and, you know what I'm saying, and told us all about it, because, I mean, there's a lot of things that people don't know that, with this especially, that they can get into very easily.
Right. Yep. Definitely, man. Like everybody else, just do your research. Just keep your eyes open, ears open. And if it's something that you like and intrigues you, man, then, man, ask some more questions, do some more research, and then go at it if it's for you.
For sure. Well, Peter Pac-Man, we appreciate you coming on, brother. You know what I'm saying? It's always love. We appreciate the support, appreciate the love. And we look forward to the next video or the next song y'all going to drop. And we going to be rocking with y'all, you know what I'm saying, right here on the Flagrant Foul.
For sure.
Man, right on, man. Y'all been us since day one. We ain't going to forget about y'all, man. For sure, for sure. Appreciate